Hi, I'm Xysis, and this is the Great War Redux for HOI4, where we're playing as the German Empire, and we're about to set off on the path to World War I. Let's keep the clock rolling here. We're gonna have to pause it in a second anyway, because we want to select a new political advisor. There we go. I want to go in here. Oh, I actually need one more. Rounding works weirdly sometimes. And we're going to go with Clemens von Delbruck for the production efficiency cap, which of course is a really good one. Another good pick would have been August Thyssen for the civilian factory construction speed. But I think this is going to be better for us in the longer run, and we've got quite a lot of things to spend our political power on at the moment. So let's pick up Mr. Delbruck here. We've also got the Russian militarism here. Okay, so let's get rid of those. We're not going to be using those. Next thing we want to do is improving the worker conditions. However, in 1910 there was a flurry of naval activity started in the German Empire. Now, we're not quite done with our capital ships here yet, but we want to start queuing up a bit of ships. We've accrued a decent amount of experience here, so we can at least get started on the on a few of our staples here. So we want to have we don't have much choice for submarines, of course, so this is just going to be the U5. You can do with the dash. Submarine classes didn't have very imaginative names even in this period. It was the U class, which well, actually this is probably part of the same series, really. And that just kind of kept going with incremental changes. I think the U9s were the ones that were built quite a decent amount. Of U5s had something like 70 ships or something of the class. But we will go with this. This is fine. Let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that. So we want to, of course, add a few of these submarines. One is okay for now, and we will keep it on auto, so they deploy to the theater. And then we also want to upgrade our torpedo boats, but we're gonna wait just a little bit on that, because we've got improved ship torpedoes coming in here in 10 days. I got some more. Yeah, we still got that going. We do have some army experience now. We could look into these. I think... okay, so this is an interesting one. Let's close that one down for now and bring this one back into view. The Ottoman Empire want to purchase 3 dreadnoughts. In late 1909, our attaché began a conversation with the Ottoman Navy about the possibility of selling our warships to the Ottoman to counter Greek naval expansion. After lengthy negotiations, including Ottoman's attempt to buy one or more of the new battlecruisers, Von der Tann, Moltke and Goeben, we offered to sell the 4 ships of the Brandenburg class at the cost of 10 million marks. The Ottomans chose to buy Kurfürst Friedrich Wilhelm and Weissenberg, since they were the more advanced ships of the class. And let's just take a peek at what ships it is they are talking about here. So we've got Friedrich Wilhelm down here, or the Kurfürst Friedrich Wilhelm. So it's a pre-dreadnought, of course. Heavy battery, and it's like most of our battleships. It's not the best ship in the world, and it probably serves them better than us. And then we've also got the Weissenberg, which of course is the same design. So it is 2 capital ships, or pre-capital ships, that we lose. However, this is how we get a good ally. And we get some political power, which isn't all that bad either. So, welcome, Ottoman Empire. You now have 2 German ships in your navy. Alright, so let's check back in here. So we got these African troops, or the African garrisons, and I think we will pop up, I don't know, 2. Let's have one regiment and the cavalry, that's fine. That's 15 experience, expensive, but what has to be done has to be done. Now we've got the garrison divisions for back home, and we will just keep them at this for now. We probably add support artillery to these in the future, but I think doing it this way and getting them into the field is good enough. So they'll need to retrain a bit here. We can have them automatically deploy here now, and the same thing for... Actually, we probably want to have these deploy in Wilhelmshaven, and they can deploy down here in Nuremberg. The domestic ones. So we're gonna make a little bit of a play to try and keep Africa. After all, that was a big part of World War I. Now we're out of army experience again. How are we doing for logistics? Yeah, we're doing fine for logistics at the moment. We're probably going to set up... we want to add... yeah, okay, so we can't do that. So we want to... Let's pick one out there on random. Let's make this 2. Let's move this one away, and they can... Actually, we will keep them from deploying for the moment. But we want to have them start training and start getting that equipment. Alright, so we got the improved ship torpedo launchers. And now we can finally start designing the surface combatants. Yeah, it's a little bit early to go for aircraft, and the same thing for radios or tanks. Or anything in the industry, but we could actually go for excavation. But we will have a little bit of a lull here in a bit too in regards to research. Military police would be nice to get in. Then we could start putting them into the garrisons. How much equipment are we using for the garrisons at the moment? Now we can swap them over to... Actually, it doesn't really matter which ones we have at the moment. I think that's what we said earlier too, and we're on civilian oversight just to try and get compliance up as high as possible for the time being. And then we can swap over to local police force as needed. So we can't actually do anything with these colonies. They are... German Empire is involved in the scramble for Africa and can't release colonies. Well, bad luck. We will look at this again. What I did want to see is just kind of what numbers we are looking at in total use here. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, but we're not using this because this is a core to us as well. So for our colonies here, it's a little bit of manpower, but it's not that bad. Cameroon is the worst, and they are using almost one division of the garrison template. Actually, switching them over so we don't forget it. That extra cost isn't going to hurt us at all for the moment. So let's have them on there. The military police could be one, because we're gonna need it later on. I could get up to date on support weapons too, I guess. But we'd rather want to have something that we're gonna be needing soon. So maybe excavation is the good one. That leads to oil production, of course, and fuel storage, and along the line we get the synthetics and things like that. I probably won't actually get the synthetics. We're going to be have a tough time with oil the entire campaign. Germany does not sit on vast reserves of oil. Yeah, okay, let's grab the military police to get it out of the way. It is a fair pick for where we are at the moment. And high command. Well, we could actually put... No, we can't put Tirpitz in there just yet. And I guess we could put Herman in charge here. I would start getting some air experience. That would be valuable. Or it will be valuable in the future. Yeah, let's do that. Not that much political power, and the Ottoman political power comes in. Now, the last advisor we want here, of course, is Wolfgang Kapp, but we don't need him in just yet. We probably want to pick... We're not going to be able to pick Fokker for a while, but we could pick Kaiserliche Werft for the before we're going to start designing our capital ships, of course, but for the naval research speed. Now, these are actually pretty good. And Blomenvoss, of course, is really nice for these minus in surface visibility. As a revolution in Portugal happens, mirroring their former colony, Brazil, the Republicans of Portugal have couped their monarchy. A string of blunders by the monarchy, mostly concerning the colonies and technological development, provoked a very small band of rebels to come together, which quickly earned the support of nearly the entire military. Though the issues of the monarchy faced are unlikely to be easily solved at any time soon, at least the anger of the public is quenched. For now. Monarchs, be careful. So this is a reoccurring theme, of course, of the time period. As we... SMS Oldenburg has been launched. Let's put her into the High Sea Fleet, where they, of course, are needed. We probably want to bump garrison support up to the top for now, just to make sure that they get the equipment that they need. Yeah, that'll be fine. We finished construction here. We can use this slot to go on to excavation, I think. Just so we start opening that up. I think we are doing fine on everything for the moment. We're even actually stockpiling some fuel. Now we do have a little bit of oil, of course, coming out of Hanover here. But it's not a lot to write home about. It's not going to keep our fleet solvent and floating. However, both the Ottomans and the Austro-Hungarians have some oil too, and I believe there's... I don't know if the Romanian oil here, yeah, there's a little bit of oil in Romania. But most of it is not exploited as of yet. There is... where's the oil here? There we go, there's a big oil province in Carpathian Ruthenia. And the Ottomans also have some... Let's just actually pop into the resource map mode instead. The Ottomans have some oil going because they control Iraq, of course. And I think there might be some further down too. No. But there's not a lot of oil here in the world at this point. Baku, of course, is really big. And I think there's a bunch of oil more down in Asia. But no, it doesn't look like there's a whole bunch down here either, actually. There's a little bit in the Dutch East Indies. A little bit here in India. There we go. It should be one of the groups of... And these are the domestic garrisons. And let's put them... They can actually be under here as well. And we will... for now we'll just set them to garrison a little bit everywhere here. Memel as well. Danzig, of course. I can garrison, I don't know, not the entire coastline. Not railways. Maybe victory points. Yeah. Forts. Yeah, forts are okay. I can have them a little bit up this direction too. They kind of occupy the... That's 25, 24, perfect. We'll expand it down as we capture more ports. We do need a commander for this too. Let's just sort by defense, since that is the only thing that really matters here. We got General Ferdinand von Quast, 5 defense. Actually, attack is a little bit on this side too. But yeah, let's take. But he is an old guard. I'd rather. But that does give him. No, it gives him reinforce rate here, not entrenchment. Okay, you need to check so the things actually compute up the way you think they do. Artillery attack. Actually, this would not be such a bad idea, because we can add support artillery, which should count. No, I don't think that counts actually towards artillery attack, since it is a support company. Yeah, no, let's go with Ferdinand von Quast. We know what we're getting there at least. For the domestic defense here. As we finish, support the Austrian claims. The Austrians are our brothers, and we will support their claims on the Italian territories in Lombardy Veneto, as they are rightfully Austrian. I think I read this one out before too. Okay, so we want to keep going down. Well, not quite yet down here. We'll go with OHL Authority, I think. It's a little bit of experience we get there, and unfortunately we get some popularity for the proto-fascists too, but we'll take care of that too. We will be swapping in cap here to make sure that they stay in line as needed. Okay, so yeah, we can actually take this time to design those ships as well. We have unlocked the torpedo tubes, and we will soon be coming down this way. Yeah, so let's get in here, and we want to select historical destroyers. And this would be the V1 class. And they were, well, we can actually put them in here, 1911. And they had 4 torpedo tubes. And that's exactly what this one is. This one is 3 450mm torpedoes. This one is 4 450mm torpedoes. So we will put that on. And they had 2 deck guns of the 12.7 centimeter or 127mm. I believe anyway. No, they were 88 centimeter ones, and that's 12. Oh, we don't have any 88 centimeter or 88 millimeter ones, so let's go with that. Do we want to have some kind of mind laying gear on? I think no. We can make a separate mind layer. Fire control systems, sonars. Now this wouldn't be entirely bad to keep on them actually. And I doubt that they had any kind of hydrophones on these ships in real life, but in game it does make sense. And the other thing we could put here, of course, is fire control. That's for a 0.1 increase in light attack. That's not worth it. So it can just as well go. We can actually, since we're paying for it for the first time, let's put it there, and nothing was in the fire control slot as we started. And this was updated, I think, but it were built from 1911 to 1912, and then in 1913 they were superseded by the B-15s, probably, or something like that. That should be the next one in line here too. That's a V-182. It's a lot of torpedo boats and early destroyers were built during this time period, but these are a lot more competent at least than the old ones we have. Well, that's 18 of our hard-earned naval experience. Well, save those, get rid of that. I'll put those in, I don't know, at least 3. And then we want to have some light cruisers. And then we have the Magdeburg class here. And I believe we have none of them in the field. Just make a quick check here. We have lots of different cruisers, but none of the cruisers are Magdeburgs, which means if we make a change here, we can just save the design or update it. It will become a new design, which is nice for us when we're working on this one. Now, German light cruisers of the era were kind of what destroyers were in the Second World War. They had lots of small guns, and the Magdeburgs, they had 7 of these. Actually, I think they started off with, yeah, this should be these, the 105mm guns. And they had 7 of them, and then they were refitted to 150mm guns. Otherwise, of course, normally when we build a light cruiser in game, we would go with the light cruiser battery. But they actually had these small barbettes or single casemate guns all over the ship. And there's of course a big price difference. We can get 2 of these here for the price of 1 of these. And of course these are a lot better in every single way. But let's go a little bit historical for now. We can have another. We can put a 150mm in there, and what are we at there? 32 knots. It's so fast now. The real ship went 27 knots, I think. We can keep the fire control system here. We want to upgrade these though to the later guns. That'll give us 10 light attack for 2400 production cost. Torpedo tubes, let's use the new ones we had. The real ship had 2 50cm torpedoes, or torpedo tubes, but we'll have to just do with 4 400 or 45cm torpedo tubes. Armor, yeah, it's a cruiser, light cruiser, doesn't need that much armor. We do want to have just a little bit so it can deflect off destroyer hits. And if it gets hit by anything bigger, it's gonna take damage. That's just the way these things work. We don't really need that extra speed, but it's such a small increase in cost. Yeah, well, let's leave that, and we can upgrade the engine for the follow-on class, which we will be building in a year or 2. Let's grab the Magdeburgs here. Well, it looks like it did make a new one. No, it did not. Good, good. Then we are all set. We don't want to decommission it. The armored cruisers hadn't really played their role out there. Let's do it this way. They'll be completed quickly, and that should bring us up into 1911. We'll just keep the destroyers and submarines on perpetual construction. Let's actually do something like that. And eventually we'll put the light cruisers on the same, but for now we'll build the 4 Magdeburgs that were built in real life, and then we'll upgrade them to the little bit better design there. Looks like we have SMS Moltkes finished here. So let's grab you, put you into the High Sea Fleet. And we should soon be January. In January we'll start building the submarines and destroyers here. Once Friedrich de Goben is finished. Oh, of course they get to pick the next names from the ship classes. So they've picked the ones from the 2 we sold from. No, they don't. No, that's yeah. We should still be fine there. I'm just gonna check the name lists here because I think I might actually jump them up a little bit. Oh well. It doesn't really matter. We will get plenty of ships. Okay, so we now have the option to do improved worker conditions. We don't have a full stability, so we might as well do this. Let's get rid of that one. Let's unclick that because we're only going to do this once. And we can actually make sure that we don't get the pop-up next time. Okay, so we do have command power again. We can't get turpits in there just yet. But we'll let that work a little bit more. Let's go back to somewhere where we belong. Could start putting some traits on these leaders. Okay, so we got a revolution in Mexico. Mexican opposition leader Madero issued a letter from Yale, known as the Pean de San Luis Potosí, with its main slogan, Sufragio efficiento, no re-election, free suffrage and no re-election. It declared the Diaz presidency illegal and called for a revolt. Well, that's some pleasant news. So the Mexican Revolution, we get a few of these nice pop-ups too. Let's actually pause there for now. The country must be governed by someone who really loves his people and his land, who shares wealth and progress. I have all that, only that I am ignorant. Francesco Villa. Tierra y Libertad. I think they put a lot of effort into a lot of these events that pop up. It makes for a lively game. How are we doing for our Air Force here? Well, we could put them on training. Let's see what we have here. We have airship stockpile. Let's say no, that was the recon planes. Thought I pressed the air. No, the recon planes are here too. All right. Let's get you exercising too. And maybe we have some here. If we can add a new recon air wing. And let's put them over Poland on the aerial recon, of course. Let's grab them on a daytime. The same thing here. We don't need to be flying at night. Was not something you usually did at this point in time. And so they'll get a little bit of experience, and we get a little bit of intel on Russia, of course. Since Russia controls half of Poland, we control the other half. Yeah, they're not in a good position in this game either. We'll slowly start to gain some intel on them. We can see if we can see anything nice here. Yeah, we're capped at about 5% extra. That's nice. We get a little bit more. We can put a few more recon aircraft in here too. I won't get anything more there. I want to keep a little bit of an eye on their airplane count. And the same for the UK and for Russia, of course, since we're going to have to match them in the skies as well. But the aircraft we have at the moment aren't really worth building. Okay, so we got the OHL authority. Allows to take drastic measures to please the army. Okay, that was a nice description, but we get a bunch of experience from this one. And modify the general staff. A little bit less political power, but a little bit more max planning speed. And the command power limit increase, of course, is nice. Otherwise you kind of tend to run out of it. Okay, so where do we want to go next? I'm thinking we want to go over here to our place under the sun. Let's get that one started. And we will deal with the effects of it once it finishes, of course. We we should be finishing. We're finishing up a bit more of research here soon. But let's take a look into these. So we had Bulov here, and he's not gonna have anything special, is he? No. He's just as he is there. Where are we? I thought this was gonna be Bayern here. Yeah. Okay, so I think we misclicked once when we selected him. Let's go here. No, not there. I want to click your portrait. Yeah, because Bayern is not selected. No, he is. Where's Bayern? Where have we put Bayern? Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in the Garrisons Theatre here. Instead of the... well, let's just call it the German Theatre for now. This is fine. Here we go. Mr. Bayern. This is where I want to be. We've already unlocked the offensive doctrine for him. Unyielding Defender is undoubtedly the best trait still in the game. So, yeah, let's grab that. Logistics Wizard. Yeah, supply consumption minus 15%, that's a no-brainer. And that fills him out. He's level 4, he can't have any more skills. Of course, Organization First and Charismatic are nice ones to have as well. And whatever else can be spent wherever else here. Expert Delegator, I guess, is okay if you're gonna have big armies. And he's already the Army Offensive High Command. Let's see if we have anything in here on Bothmer. We do have a few more traits. We could select Infantry Expert here. And he can already become the Infantry Expert, so we can select him later on. So let's set that up. We'll just go through them. That means he's now all set for the war. And we just need to elect him into the Officer Corps, of course. And then we've got Max von Galwitz. And Max is the artillery specialist. So we're going to make sure that his divisions have maybe some extra pushing power in terms of division or artillery. And let's select the artillery expert there. That costs us another 15. And artillery is going to be the artillery specialist, of course. We got 2 of these. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think this is just some kind of duplicate. The other one came up once we selected it. Alright, I seem to think so anyway. Yeah, let's let the clock run again. We've got a few of these spears that we can add. Professional Officer Course would probably be good for the extra army experience gain. And the command power gain. So yeah, let's grab that one early. We might as well. We're gonna go with Bold Academy here, I think, which doesn't really make a big difference for pre-war. And I'm not sure what we're gonna do here. Maneuver warfare would be nice, of course. Static warfare is always good. Flexible organization, I quite like this one too. Orc loss while moving is quite decent. Okay, France occupied Fez. France is expanding its colonial empire, taking advantage of the weakness of the Moroccan Sultan. The French government sent troops into the capital of the African state, under the pretext of protecting the French citizens during the rebellion in the Sultanate. France actually turned Morocco into its colony. This colonial intervention clearly will not go unanswered by Germany, because it had a high influence in the region since the Tangier crisis. This will provoke a crisis. And if you don't know where Fez is in the world, or Morocco for that matter, it's right here, and Fez is right there. So this is going to trigger a little bit of a diplomatic crisis here that we will have to solve. But so be it. We also had a bunch of our colonial troops getting deployed here. Let's grab them in there, and immediately I think they all booked the ticket over to Africa here, yeah. And that might not be too bad idea. We could stage them out of here. That's we're not going to be able to hold it all, but I think we can hold that. That's defensible terrain. And it's a big enough pocket. It might be very, very, very hard to supply them here though. And I don't think it's worth to try and put any troops up in this kind of up deep into the river systems here. The big question is, and that saves us support here in Cameroon too. What happened with our... Yeah, they're all here. Let's move them over to Cameroon too. The America Geschwader is still down here in Buenos Aires. Let's see if we can get some... Now we have docking rights there. Why don't you have any supply? That is just a little bit disturbing, but it doesn't seem to affect them, so that is just the way it'll have to be for now. But we don't need 24 troops hanging around here, of course. Let's grab them all there. And let's keep those. How many tiles is it in here? 1, 2. Is it anything defensible? We could have just 3 divisions standing around Lome Ho and this tile up here. And that's not a defensible tile though. That is a decently defensible tile, and it is a port. This one attacks over the river. And same thing from that direction and that direction. But it can be attacked from the... Yeah, that's going to be a hard one without this one, I think. Yeah, well, let's send 3 of these divisions over there. Something like so. And what do we have down here? We're not going to be able to keep all of this. What's this? This is South Africa has Walvis Bay. We might be able to grab Walvis Bay from South Africa. Most of this is not worth keeping either. No, Windhoek. Oh, yeah, Windhoek might be a decent one. So we could go there, a mountain. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 2 ports, 6.
Zuhören. Achtung.
No, I don't want them all. I want to grab these 6 down there. No, that's 7. Let's ungrab them from there. And we'll start off that way, and we can move... no, we want to protect our own port, of course. And then we can just move one of the extras into Walvis Bay. We'll be surrounding it from 3 different tiles, so it should be no issue at all to take it. And it is a... I think it is a desert tile, yeah, so it's... it should be okay. Now, do we want to do something over here? Maybe just keep this port out of Allied hands, or Entente hands. Well, it could go. Its mountain tiles are of course good to keep. And then we want to go with a, yeah, we go with a small one here just. So at least we have our interests protected. So we want to go 3 up, 3 up, 3 up. These 3. Control H to get them off there. Oh, it's we were lucky if we managed to hold these places, of course. But it would be prudent to have just a little bit of a defense. Let's just see that we actually got, yeah, we still got 6 here, so we didn't rob them of any. And we'll let those redeploy. How are we doing for... We're doing okay. Yeah, we're stockpiling our howitzers, but we haven't put them into our templates just yet. Artillery, we are still missing pieces. So we're probably gonna have to bump up artillery production. That means we need to build some military factories too. Let's pick 2 up here in Brandenburg, in between there, I think. Dispersed industry, thank you. And yeah, we're not gonna go any further down this tree just yet. We don't have anything there that we want to start off on. That's 750 days to get a new aircraft. That's not gonna happen. What we could do is damage control. But we'd want to save up a little bit more experience for that. We want to do these fire control methods aren't that important, but damage control is really important. And we probably want to do this one too, to be fair. And you can these don't have a date on, so you can do them at any time. And these would be nice to get as well. They have kept the Navy experience research bonuses here, which I think is quite nice. It's too early to do anything at all in here. Or we could yeah, get some of this out of the way. Yeah, let's get the support weapons done. And then we'll swap military police over to the same thing too. These should be finished anytime now. The infrastructure takes a long time to build here. Oh, they've increased the cost to 6,000, that's why. That's probably a good change too. That means it was probably not worth actually building up the infrastructure. It's taken us almost a year to build that tiny amount of infrastructure that we built. I think what we will do with that, because both of these are going to be finished, well, that one's in May and this one is in April. And that means we will still be constructing civilian factories at all times at the top. And then we can use the bottom slot for building up our arms industry a little bit more. Okay, so we've got some of these infantry divisions are ready to be deployed. And this of course is important too, but we do want to, we probably want to split this up into 2 different ones. Do we have a good naming scheme for the heavier ones? Mobile divisions, no. Yeah, they're not going to have any panzers. No, so they'll use the same, we'll use a different icon just for them. Okay, so military police is finished. We will pop over and we'll do the artillery research there too. And we have enough political power to do some changes. Now we can't go to partial mobilization yet. We need 25 world tension, and this one increases a little bit slower here. Well, we don't really need extensive conscription. But it might be a good idea to start picking up some daily support for authoritarianism here. No, we want, yeah, because we can't put Tirpitz in just yet. So let's grab Wolfgang Kapp, and we will have our political advisors all set. Yeah, so we're gonna finish this one as well. Okay, so we really should increase our production of infantry equipment too, it looks like. Are we having a big there? We've got a big stockpile of support equipment. But we're probably gonna need that as well. And you usually burn through a lot of support equipment once you're at war. I mean, we didn't need 3 factories on it. Let's shift one over to guns instead. And I think I'm quite happy as we are there. Artillery, of course, we need lots of artillery. Especially if we're gonna add some more artillery. Probably gonna add more howitzers though to the offensive ones there. So we have our place in the sun finished. It is time to expand our colonial empire. Germany will take its rightful place under the sun and destroy anyone who gets in its way. This grants us some naval experience, which is nice, and a little bit of war support. And of course we have this crisis going on down here in Morocco, which of course we'd rather not have. 74 days until the relevance of the crisis disappears, and if we do nothing, France will just have been there, just have gotten that territory. And that of course is not something we want to do, so we want to go here for the Agadir crisis. We move our fleet down to Morocco. We will read that one out once it finishes instead. I think that's the more fun way to do. Okay, so we can select a naval doctrine. We don't want to do that because we're going to use that experience. We will of course have a naval doctrine in the future, but we got a few other things we want. What is our cap? Current cap is 160, but this means we should have enough to do the next army group. And now Remus von Worsch is also an inflexible strategist, so he can also have unyielding defender. Of course he's going to have that. Now he's level 3 and he starts with organization first. Nothing more we can do here. He's not going to have anything in the officers course to do. That's going to be these 3 in the first army. And then we have here Alexander von Gluck. Don't think he can select any traits. Just checking to be certain. No, he's just the kind of run-of-the-mill general. And we've got Walter von Lüttwitz, who is also, well, he's got a few other ones. Good candidate for, if you've got no one else, of course, to promote. This is super cheap to promote. But no, he's going to be a well-rounded general for now. Let's check down here. Did we have anything on Bulov? He is fighting down in Africa, and I think Ambusher, he's commanding the garrisons, so I think Ambusher is actually the correct choice here. Let's pick that up for him instead of infantry expert. Of course the attack is always nice, but max entrenchment and recon bonus, well, the recon bonus isn't going to be for any of these divisions, but the max entrenchment, and it's 5, a static 5, so that's the same as a engineer company. Which of course is good because these don't have them. We've got August von Mackensen. He has 1 cavalry division to his name. I don't think he's going to be the first one we promote here. But let's keep that in mind because we might want to build some more cavalry divisions. After all, we are playing a lot earlier. And now improvisation expert is so good. And we're not gonna have very much in the way of, yeah, I don't know. We can actually go for both of these, and he's level 5, so we can probably take both of them right now. Well, we don't have the command power for it. And he can go with guerrilla fighter. But this is for the, and they're going to be standing mostly still on the ports, guarding them. I guess when they relocate, of course, they can make good use. But we will save the points on these 2 fellows. We don't need to have them up and running. Let's start off on the. These can be the. Oh, yeah. I call it the Raiders and the... and the High Sea Fleet. I think we will move the submarines down here too. No, actually we want to have one pole up here too, I think. Yeah, so we got the Kaiser and Moltke class, or Kaiser and Goben. Let's get them into the high sea fleet. I might want to send these out to train as well. We'd like to split off all the already trained ships before that, so we don't waste fuel. No, it's not too many of them. We'll keep with that for a bit. We could, yeah. Let's get these out training. Automatic split off. Automatic split off. Get them out exercising. Can we select something for Hipper? Yeah. Hipper we can select lots of different traits for. We'll start with the concealment expert. Minus 20% visibility makes it harder for the enemy to hit your ships. So that's a good one. I'm not going to go with the mine laying ones, but he is in command of the high sea fleet. A big guns expert and safety first. And probably crisis magician is better since we have a numerical disadvantage against the British. I might actually want to start this one up. Yeah, let's just form the agency. We get one operative we can move into somewhere. We can check a little bit what our opponents are up to. We're gonna have to deal with these pop-ups for a little bit. We should be building submarines now. Yes, we are building submarines. And we are building destroyers. And these will be done in July and September. So excavation has been completed. We can keep going down this way. Just knock these out of the... This is a long research. But there's not a lot to research in the beginning of the game here, so let's get that one done. And then in 1914 you have access to almost everything. That makes it a little bit exciting that way. Really need more dockyards. We are lagging behind. Well, this one should be done soon. But I think that's going to be all for today. So thank you very much for watching. Take care and see you next time.